Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome in. We need to talk about this. Welcome in. I'm going to check the sound on my end. I'm going to wait for a few of you guys to come in. Whew. It's been a few days now, guys. We're continuing on with the psychic investigation. Okay, sound is good. I'm going to wait. A lot of you say you're not getting the notifications. And if you're new to the channel, guys, when you come in here, I'm going to go ahead and kind of give you a little preview of what we're going to be talking about. And I really need to tell you guys about how the psychic investigation works so you understand how multidimensional that it is and the reason why it spans through several videos and several people. We are in the biggest, I think, breakaway of, when I say breakaway, humanity is waking up. We are literally breaking away from the ones that have had our minds captive. And believe it or not, everything going on right now is helping us to expand past what we see with these eyes. So the Charlie Kirk situation, Candace Owens speaking out, the Israel lie falling down, Trump and all of the policies he's putting into place, even the rapture where everyone was selling all their possessions and everything. This all is a part of the falling away of the elite's grasp on us. And it's really helping us to, because the new age or the new expanded consciousness is not about these eyes. It's about the divine eye, the eye that looks within, the inner eye, the inner knowing, the inner man, the inner voice, the inner God, the inner source. And so this is what we're going to talk about. But I saw something very unsettling when it comes to Charlie Kirk. And we're going to talk about how this, guys, there's body hopping going on here. There's consciousness being put into black bodies. And I think that the reason why no one's getting the notification, there's not one soul in here just quite yet, simply because they do not want this race template opened up. There's a few of you guys in here. Please let me know if you can hear me okay. Guys, when you come in, I put my heart and my soul into this. I literally go into the spirit world. I open up these massive templates. Sometimes I have to battle demons and then to heal humanity on a collective scale. And then I bring my findings to you. I don't know anyone that's doing this kind of work. Guys, please respect the process. Put a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. You're here. Yes. Hi, Chill Mike. Welcome back. Okay. I'm going to wait for a few of you guys to get in here. And so what we're going to do, I need to explain to you, there's been a lot of videos building up to this. And when I'm telling you there is a freaking get out situation happening right before our eyes. And I got some messages, guys, because you guys know I'm more like a prophet. So what happens is I will receive messages during dream state or just during my waking state. I'll receive these visions, right? They're like interactive visions playing right before my eyes. And there's two YouTubers wrapped up in this, y'all. There are two YouTubers that literally are part of this message. And to be honest, I sat on this for 2 days. I'm part of the YouTube community, so I did not necessarily want to bring this, but I've gotten so many confirmations to the point where now I'm going to have to bring this message, of course, within love, but I got to bring the message. So, some of y'all's favorite YouTubers may be wrapped up in this, or they may be in trouble, right? And so we may have to help them throughout the psychic investigation. So this is what we're going to talk about. But in fact, I'm here to tell you guys what we're talking about today is what you saw, what you thought you saw, you may have not saw. Because remember, these eyes are shut down now. A few videos back, Spirit was talking about the Braille technology in terms of we are literally going to be seeing with some of our other senses. So we're going to be able to see, right, with an inner eye or our clairsentience, the ability to feel into the message, right? And so this is where we're going, right? So as Chill Mike says, I feel the same. Inner working and intuitiveness. Yes, it's getting harder each day dealing with those that aren't so much. Absolutely. You have to know that the new paradigm shift, the turning point, guys, this is a much bigger. See, this thing with Charlie, when we're about to open up this race template, and if you guys saw the movie Get Out, it was literally, white people literally entering into black bodies, their consciousness inside of black bodies. I think we have that situation. This is what I'm saying because these are the messages that I have been receiving. And to be honest with you, it's making me sick. This feeling I'm getting, I'm not, it doesn't make me feel good. I don't feel well um, in this moment. I really don't. And that's when I know, like, that's my clairsentience kicking in. And so please put a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, guys. More than half of you guys that watch this channel is not subscribed. I put my heart, my soul, my spirit on the line to bring you guys this because I actually have to go in the spirit realm and do the work. And then I bring my findings here. So please subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, we are about to get into this. We're about to get into this. So you guys can go back and watch all of the rest of the videos. When I'm doing a psychic investigation, I want to let you understand what it's like. And then we're going to talk, I'm going to play to you the two YouTubers that I saw that are potential bodies for this consciousness of Charlie Kirk to go into. Now, I know this may sound strange to some of you folks that have not been on this channel, but from day one, guys, we've literally been walking down a certain path. We kind of broke away from the herd of the just the love and light, and Source has really had me opening up these large templates and kind of letting out the dense energy. So within the dense energy that's being let out through this series of psychic investigation, sometimes the ugliness will have to come out, but at the end of the day, this is all to bring us into a higher state of consciousness, right? This is our soul's revival, right? Is what is going on. Beautiful sister Sonia, I knew you were going to come. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Guys, by the way, I wrote a book, a cosmic Bible called The Great Expansion. Please pick this up on Amazon. It's The Great Expansion, Cosmic Bible for the Ages, Book 1, The Ego Divide. This book literally outlines every single thing you see happening here. It's a channeled book with Source. I channeled this through hypnosis primarily, and then also just meditation as well, hypnotic meditation. Pick that up. You will not be disappointed. I've never been so in tune and tapped in. The level of in tune with Source have not ever gotten this deep because, to be honest with you, it was like Source put me in an altered state to work through me, and I just allowed that to happen, right? I was just a willing participant. I was just a willing vessel. But this book describes every single thing, the aliens, the rapture. You will not be left without answers, okay? So we're gonna get to the consciousness. Make no mistake about it. I'm about to explain to you. There's two YouTubers wrapped up in this. I'm gonna tell you what I saw. But nevertheless, when I'm telling you, there are people getting into black bodies, consciousness being taken and putting into black bodies, and these black bodies are in positions of power. And I'm going to tell you how it's a whole thing that, it's a whole nother game plan. It's y'all, it's cuckoo for freaking Cocoa Puffs. Okay. Chill Mike says, I've been feeling overwhelmed, ugliness lately. Been doing everything I can do to transcend it. Yes, guys, listen. Listen, guys, you have to understand what time it is. Today is the 999 portal. Today is the final ending. I had to make a decision today. I had to make a final ending in something which caused me to take a physical action, right? But I'm telling you, it gets better. You are to leave behind the lower third. The lower third will be the equivalency of when a third of they say that third of the angels fell from heaven, because it's the part of you that once was good, but no longer fits your source equations, no longer can come with you because you have evolved past it. Let go of the waste that you have evolved past. We have evolved past a lot of this stuff. And now what you see within all of these messages and all of the things that I've been bringing is because you have come up in consciousness. This is why you're even listening to me right now. This is why you even found my video, is because you are the one, your soul is the one that called it forth, because you are ready now for true enlightenment. And in order for us, we're going to get into some of the fake YouTubers, guys. And, I really hate to do this, but, Source, I sat on this for 2 days, but I have to bring this message to you. Um, Possession, chill, Mike. What do you mean by possession? Do you feel that you might have a entity? Let me know. We can work on that at the end of the video. We can release that. Okay, here's the thing. Let me tell you guys what I saw. Okay, yeah, stick around. We're gonna release that. And you know what? You're right on time, Chill Mike, because I think that there's one of these YouTubers that actually need a cleansing today. And through the psychic investigation, this is what we're gonna help them to do because I see Charlie Kirk's consciousness going into one of these two men. They are black men on YouTube and they have a lot of subscribers. One of them has over 2 million subscribers. And I'm going to tell you what I saw. Oh, you were asking about possession. Oh, okay, about black people. Oh, okay. Yes, absolutely. And we need to talk about this. And everyone needs to hear this. White, black, Indian, Arab, Hispanic, because who's to say it ain't happening to everyone else? Maybe it's just because we saw the movie Get Out and we have a reference point, but who's to say it's not happening to these other races as well? Y'all, it's about to get real. So let me tell you this. Welcome in my beautiful sister Gail. Welcome in. Guys, put a like on the video and please subscribe to the channel when you come in, okay? Listen up, guys. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm going to get to that and I'm going to tell you the two YouTubers and I have the messages recorded here right here on my phone. I'm going to play it for you and so you can hear how it sounded in real time. And I fear that one of these men, one of these young men, they want to put Charlie's consciousness in, and one of them may already be embodied with a white person's consciousness, is what I'm saying. And now it makes me even rethink Candace Owens. And now it makes me rethink a lot of black people in power. This is has been part of their secret plan. We're gonna get there. I gotta take us there slowly because I gotta, grand finale this thing. So this is what we're gonna talk about. It's about to get deep. But here's the thing: psychic investigation, right? When I do a psychic investigation, it's gonna span multiple videos. Guys, on one end, it may seem like, hey, why are you talking so bad about Candace Owens? Why are you talking so bad about Charlie? Why are you talking so good about Candace? Why are you talking so good about Charlie? It's an investigation. When you open an investigation in real life, what happens? You get questioned. The person gets questioned. Even if something happens to someone's kids, they question the parents. If something happens to someone's husband, they question the spouse. This is what happens. So what I've been doing is allowing the energy to take me where it needs to go. I thought it would already have taken me to Erica, his wife, but no, it took me right to Candace because these two date back to a template, a biblical template, the religious template, Rebecca and Esau, right? We haven't even gotten to Erica yet, and we will get there because I presume she's being guarded by a lot of very powerful people, powerful beings, powerful entities, right? So we have to get there. But here's the thing. We look in multiple templates. So we look at this thing on a micro level. What's happening in the 3D world? What's happening with the words that Charlie spoke, the words that Candace spoke, the words that Erica spoke, the words that all these people spoke. Then we zone out on a macro level. And on a macro level, we start to dig into templates. The race template was a big one in this, right? The religious template was very heavy and very prevalent within this. The Akashic records or the Akashic template, this is how I found, traced it back to the Bible, right? The karmic template was playing something heavy as he was literally getting shot, so to speak. The karmic words were coming out and we were experiencing the karmic template, the karmic portal in real time, the end of the age portal, right? So these are all the things that I have to shift through. So, the investigation is still ongoing. So I told you guys very early on that the first message that I kind of got was that Charlie Kirk's consciousness was being extracted. And you can go back and watch those videos. And then the last video I did was the collective humanity literally is, tied down to an entity that most people are calling God, but it's not. It's an actual entity that actually takes part in the recycling of souls. Most people are, in fact, in bed with an entity. And had I not gone into the Candace Owens archetype, it's not about Candace Owens. She's playing a role. We're all playing roles. We're just souls popping into bodies to express the archetype. I am the archetype of Tahirah, right? Right now. But another soul could have very well easily popped into this Tahirah archetype and play this role, or whatever you are. Someone else could easily have been in there to play this role. So this is what we are doing, right? When we zone out on a macro level. So here's the thing. Very early on, guys, there's been an extraction of the consciousness on a micro level. This is happening to Charlie Kirk. On a macro level, when we zoned out into the collective template, we see that not only was there a entity, a reptilian involved on a basic level, on a mundane level with Charlie and Candace, right? And a lot of these elites, they are in bed with reptilians or whatever, right? Working through them. That's no secret. But when we zoned out, we found that had I not viewed it from that micro level, when we zoned out, this is happening to the collective. The collective has been having this entity attachment, which we can call Yaldabaoth, which is technically Satan, or even we can even pop in the god of Babylon, which is the Marduk god. You know, I can kind of use these two interchangeable because they're cut from the same energy, right? So essentially, this energy has been helping what we call the archons, right, and the demiurge to keep us recycled. And what they do is they use religion, they use culture, they use all of these things, all these different classifications and titles that they put on people and groups and organizations. This is what they use. The entities literally work through these things, even race works through them to bind you down into your lower self or your lower third, keeping you from expanding to higher consciousness and leaving the world behind, right? So this is what you have to know. So thank God for Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk, because I was able to expand those templates out to some of these larger templates and see that this is happening to us. This is what they want for us. They want to extract our consciousness. They want us all linked in to an entity for the grand harvest siphon. Because we've been in a holy war. And not only that, we are to get what we call spiritual reparations, but what this is the latter rains that it talks about in the Bible. Those things were already spiritual manna supposed to be coming down from heaven. And this is why right now they are trying to cause so much friction and fear to siphon that holy harvest. Because if you truly get your holy harvest, your independence, your freedom, your sovereignty, right, your gold, everything you're supposed to have to because you are a wealthy soul from source divine, you literally get that. It's game over for them. So this is why you feel the energies, right? Or it's a pull, it's a push and a pull, right? And it's really dense right now because they are literally fighting to stay in power. But people like us, you've been on this channel, we've been opening up the pockets of dense energy where they've been hiding. And this has led me to this. I kid you not. Let me tell you what it is that I saw. And y'all, I was scared when I saw this thing. I was scared. Someone, I don't know if you can timestamp this and put this in the chat. Smizer, thank you so much. I do see your comments, and you're right. I don't know how to reply directly to your message, and I'm so sorry. Guys, keep in mind, sometimes I can't get to the comments. I leave the comments on for you guys because I know people like to go and read comments, but I'm not one of those content creators that will always read comments or want to read comments because it's a one way I protect my peace as well. And so those are mainly there for you guys. But there are times, a lot of times when I do get there, right? And so if you need something specifically from me, please email me instructions number 4 humanity@gmail.com. Okay, here's the thing, guys. Listen, I'm going to play to you. There's 2 YouTubers attached into this mess. But what I can tell you for sure, I may be a little unorthodox, but source just ain't never lied. Everything I've been saying has been coming to pass, and something click. Charlie Kirk's consciousness is, in fact, going into the body of a black man. This is what you have to know. Okay, here, listen at this. Now, I'm going to play you the first thing that I saw. Now, I'm going to play it. It might be a little shaky, the audio, but then we're going to talk about it. So, the first thing I saw was shocking. I literally saw Charlie Kirk's consciousness inside of a man, and I saw the eyes look at me, and it was Charlie Kirk's energy. I'm telling you, I read energy signatures. This was 100% Charlie Kirk. Okay, here we go. I saw Charlie Kirk, and he was a black man. I think they're going to put his consciousness into a black body. And this man reminded me of like almost like Tito Jackson in a way. So like I saw him in like a pinstripe suit with like a red handkerchief. He might be into being like a civil rights leader, you know, for Black America. Oh my goodness. If that is the case, they will literally plant him into the Black community as a sleeper cell and literally protest and get all these laws changed and strip rights away from Black Americans. And he may come up in the church as like a leader in the church of some sort. And he looked like he was like maybe in his 40s, you know, maybe late 30s or 40s. I don't know, it could be a range from like 38 to 52 or something, or 54 or something like that. And I saw the eyes of him. The energy, the spirit was him, Charlie. Okay, were you guys able to hear that? Please put a one in the chat if you could hear the first audio that I played. So I saw Charlie Kirk inside, and this man looked like Tito Jackson, right? So I'm showing you what Tito Jackson looks like. Now, mind you, it did not look like the older version of Tito Jackson. It looked like maybe like a in the 40s age range, right? Right? But it kind of it just gave me this energy signature. So what I even might be seeing is maybe something like this happened to Tito, but that wasn't it. Guys, I truly believe I know who it was. It was showing me the capability of what is possible with our consciousness, right? So what I saw, guys, I saw a man that kind of looked like that, right? He was darker though. He was dark skinned. And I saw his eyes, black eyes, very distinctive, but it was the energy of Charlie Kirk. Make no mistake about it. It was the energy of Charlie Kirk. Guys, please put a like on the video, guys, please, and subscribe. It was the energy of Charlie Kirk, guys. And then what I saw is that they're going to put this person in the black community as a sleeper cell. What that means is they're going to appear black on the outside, but in fact, it will just be a white man in the inside with a black bodysuit, earth suit on. This person will be put in positions of power to speak for the black community, but they will not have a black ideology. And so what you will not be getting a black leader per se. You will be getting a sleeper cell that will literally go into the black community and start to rewire the way we think. Because they found out a long time ago, guys. Think about it. When black people got out of slavery, it was less than 50 years. And literally, black people owned, I'm talking millions of acres. They literally had Black Wall Street, right? In Oklahoma. They had these little pockets of their own industry, own stores, own aviation, own doctors, own everything, because you had to, because there was segregation. So you had no choice but to own your own everything. They were literally getting ahead. They had to literally burn it down to a crisp, burn everything down. And then you got, you went through all these years of Jim Crow and all these things, right? So here's the thing. They figured out, no, these people are resilient. They will build. So what we got to do is get sleeper cells. And you know what they've been using? And Source just ain't never lied. What they like to use a lot of black immigrants because what they want to do, if you notice, a lot of the, so to speak, black people in these governments, when you look into their lineage, they're not black American, and they do that for a reason. They did it with Kamala. They did it with Obama. They did it with a lot of these people who they just put into organizations. They did that with the people now talking about Black Americans or the sixth region of Africa because they want to siphon our reparations and our black dollar. They do that, but when you look into their lineage, they're not Black American. They don't go back to the foundation. They didn't build this country. Our people were here before America was even a country in, I think, 1786. Our ancestors were already here. So we are the first Americans. We are as American as it's going to get. And the reason why they put other people in place because they're not connected to the lineage. Remember, you are a combination of everything you went through on a genetic level. Your genes remember. Your subconscious template remembers, and it holds all those memories. So you are a resilient people, right? And so they have to disconnect you. So what they do is they get these sleeper cells, right? And most people don't know they're being used as a sleeper cell. Like Candace Owens has no idea she's being used as a sleeper cell. And I think Candace is waking up. I think she's waking up now. But here's the thing. They put them in these positions to give you some sort of like, oh, well, we gave you representation. Well, yeah, you gave me black skin, but you didn't give me the black, you didn't give me the foundational Black American. You gave me another, nationality, another lineage, right? And that makes a lot of difference because when you come from different countries, we have a different mentality because we have different cultures, right? We have a very specific culture. And even though people say Black Americans don't have culture, Black Americans are the culture. We actually share our culture with all over the world. You can find a bit of Black American culture all over the world, right? And we share it freely. So here's the thing. That's the first thing you have to know. They first started doing that, but now they're taking it up a level. Their whole goal is to keep the lie. Because, I have to, and we're in a race template right now. So we get to expand this without any sort of feelings because this is the template. And this is why they never wanted me to get here. They never wanted me to open this race template up because I am telling you, white people are snatching black bodies and putting their consciousness in there. And I'm so sorry, but this is what I know. And this is what is in fact happening. In fact happening. And I'm starting to rethink all these people. Oprah, Gail, Candace, all these people in government. I'm starting to rethink all these people. People that look black, but they talk white. That's why we have to speak the obvious. When we open up and we look into certain people, we have to talk about it because things don't look right. They're probably not right, guys. Some of these black people that you think are talking for you, it's not a black consciousness in there. It's just not. And a lot of these people, if you notice, the ones that they can really take over, when you look into their lineage, when you look and try to figure out who their parents are, where they come from, there's no information about these people. And we're going to get to the YouTubers that in this next clip, this audio clip that I saw. So you have to know that, guys. Remember, the new world is not about these eyes. It's about the inner eye and the inner guidance and the inner light and the inner knowing and that inner pit, feeling in the bottom of your stomach. That's what I got when I saw this black man looking at me that looked like it looked like Tito. He had it looked like him, but it was Charlie Kirk. I'm telling you. So if his consciousness is not already inside of a black man, it will be. And I'm going to tell you who they want. And then there's one that they want, and there's another one that I think they've already gotten to, and they've been working through him for a very long time. And this person has millions of subscribers. And I used to watch his channel, but I had to stop because there wasn't any substance there. I always talk about spirit consciousness, the substance of life. There wasn't any edification. There wasn't any spiritual manna there. And I'm not tooting my own horn because I'm conscious. I'm just saying that Even spiritual teachers, we want to be spiritually fed. This person has no spiritual nourishment. I get it. I get none. I get zero. So I hope I've explained that. So they went from using other nationalities, what they do, they use other nationalities and then they pop them into positions of power and said that they're working for foundational black Americans, but they're not foundational black Americans. So I don't expect them to have a foundational black American mindset. So we've been left, we really haven't had leaders that can take in account what are the needs of our community. So they went from that and then they switch now, and what they're doing now is they said, I'm just going to pop in the white consciousness into a black body. That's what they're doing now because technology allows them to do that. We have a real life Get Out situation happening. If you haven't seen that movie Get Out, it was literally they were, and I haven't watched it in a long time, but they were essentially killing black men and women, and white people were dying and going inside of those bodies. And they were like, kind of really like, wow, look how it is to be inside of this black body. Not only is this happening to Charlie, I think y'all, this has been happening for a long time. That's why they didn't want me in this race template. And I remember months ago, I started tapping on this, and Source told me, you're gonna have to open up some difficult templates. This was not a template I really wanted to open up because I'm about inclusivity. I want everyone to feel comfortable, but in truth, something's not right. And I'm telling you, I don't even think Candace Owens is black. I don't. I really, truly don't. I'm telling you, there's something off. And now let's get to the two YouTubers, and I think you're going to understand what I mean. Can you reach out to me? Need to speak with you directly. Okay, love wins all. Um, just please email me. I'm put it in the chat, and I will certainly talk to you. Okay, just email me. Okay, here's the thing. Let's play the other one. Okay, we're gonna cue this up. We're gonna cue this up. Here we go. I see. Then I saw him like with his 2 feet out, you cross your fingers, right? Like, let's say if you're lying, someone might cross their fingers behind their back. And it felt that it was an agreement between, him and the white community. And it feels as if they might switch Charlie into someone like him. I'm not saying that that will be Charlie, but into a figure like that, that's young, black, handsome, and successful to give that to us now on the other scope of things, but we can't rule out 19 keys this could be a separate image, and 19 keys could be making some sort of deal that would lead back to MAGA. And whatever this deal is, I do see it potentially harming children. I don't think the 19 keys character knows that. I mean, person knows that, but that is what I see. Okay. And I really, I sat on this for 2 days. I really didn't want to mention it because you know, I do listen to 19 Keys, right? But this is who I saw. This is 19 Keys, and he's a very popular YouTuber and a conscious brother. He has he's very successful, has a lot of businesses. He's into stocks and crypto and all of these things as well. But this is what I saw. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. What I saw. He had on a Make America Great Again hat, right? It was red and I saw it. and he was making some sort of deal because he's a businessman, right? And he's into tech. He's into creating new systems, right? And he was making some sort of deal, with maybe companies that are heavily MAGA. But I saw him energetically. He had his fingers like this. You know how you have your fingers, and it was behind his back, but the fingers were crossed, right? So either he was making a deal with them and it's like, okay, you think you're going to use me, but I'm still going to remain myself. Either he was understanding, or either the cross of the finger was spirit alerting to how this 19 keys avatar would be used to for the purposes of MAGA. And now, as I talk about MAGA, this is not about Trump at all. As we see, MAGA has become a cult, right? I don't care how it started off, but it's MAGA is now like far right. How you guys was like far left. Now it's for the far right people that are lost in the sauce, and the ones that were literally waiting for the rapture, selling their children, getting rid of their children and their money and belongings and stuff like that. Like, they've lost the plot, and now they've been taken over. So what I'm saying, he had on a "Make America Great Again," "Make America Great Again" hat, red. He had his fingers like this behind his back, but they were crossed, right? And what I saw is that they want to use him. They want white consciousness inside of someone like him. It may not be him per se, but this is what I saw. Someone like him that is a leader in the Black community that people listen to, that's respected, that's young, that's wealthy, and that is conscious, right? Because they want to what did I say a long time ago? I said, where will they hide next? They will hide in this love and light community. They will hide in the conscious community. This is where the consciousness is going, because what they want to do. So I saw his avatar. I'm calling 19 Keys the avatar because I'm not per se talking about him. I'm telling you what I saw. What they want to do is use someone like him. If not him, then someone like him. And this deal will lead to them being able to change a lot of laws, things that were put in place for Black Americans. They want to use someone like him or someone like him to rewire the system from the inside. But it won't be him. It will be Charlie Kirk's consciousness, in fact, or someone like Charlie Kirk. And I saw this thing, whatever this thing is, whatever deal, I saw it going back to harming children. Because it always has to go back to that. Because in truth, our children are their life force. I think we all have, that's been exposed over the past 4 or 5 years, that they need our children for fuel, if you know what I mean. Because some people just don't have life force on their own. So you have to know that. And like I said, I'm separating 19 keys from what the image that I saw. Because remember, you can only believe half of what you see and half of what you hear. That's why the psychic investigation, we got to look at this over multiple time period and open up different templates. This is just the initial, thing. We got to open it up and examine it a bit more, right? So no one's being blamed here, but this is the source codes have led me here. Just like when they led me to Candace Owens, I had to, even though I actually agree with most of what Candace Owens says. But I'm sorry, my duty is to the source codes, because at the end of the day, when we expand this thing out, this is going to be good and true for correct once we open up all the dense energy centers, and then we allow the purge to happen so that the purity of our true souls can shine through and now be back into the operating seat, right? As the soul authority, right? So here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. That was crazy within itself, but it gets crazier. Now, this thing is about to get crazier. This thing is about to get so much crazier. So much crazier. So much crazier. It's getting weird out here. Y'all listen. Here's the thing. Mm-mm-mm. Here is the thing, y'all. Oh, sorry, y'all. Oh, MAGA in Latin for witch. Wow. Didn't know that. Here's the thing, you guys. Listen, I saw another YouTuber after that, after the 19 keys image came through. You have to understand how energy works. Energy is forever expansive. It's always in motion, right? But once you open up one dense pocket of energy, anything that is on that same vibration now subsequently also gets opened up. So because now my awareness, right? I struck a certain frequency key, no pun intended, and I was able to open up and receive this 19 keys vibration. Because of that, it also opened up another dense pocket of energy. And guess what I saw? I'm going to show you guys what I saw. I am warrior. I had followed 19 keys, incredibly intelligent, plugged in. Yes, absolutely he is. That's why I was so shocked. What I saw is I think they want him. They want him. That was my initial reaction. Not that they have him. They want him. If not him, someone like him. And that's why I'm saying like there's a lot of prayer and a lot of protection that needs to be put around people because they're using a lot of these YouTubers as well. They want him. I feel that strongly in my soul. And if they get him, it will in fact lead to the disadvantage of foundational Black Americans. The disadvantage of foundational Black Americans is the disadvantage of every single Black and brown, even immigrant. Because once they tear that down, the whole structure falls down for all of us. So we should all have an invested interest in this group of people, that this special group of people energetically, they date back to the tribe of Judah. And that's why they put all of these people in place. That's why you get most of the Jews, they're over the entertainment and sports. They're all heavily invested in that because most of the tribe of Judah is playing, is singing on the stage, right? Recording all the records, is playing in the games because they have to keep these people wrangled in their own sort of cage because they know that if these foundational Black Americans were to actually start their own league, right? If they were to actually be in control of their own masters and their own records and their own record labels and all of that, then you would have a group of people that it would be obvious who the true Israelites were. And it would shatter the lie that's being shattered now, and they will pull funding, like I've been saying before. They will pull out of the Israel lie. They will remove funding very soon. Mark my words. It will be a snowball effect. So here's the thing. This is what you have to know. The reason why they keep bringing sleeper cells in, it's not because they just, you want to hold down the Black Americans. No, they want to hold Judah down because they want to hold Yahudah down. The one that we call Jesus, the Christ. The one that spiritually looks like a lion. The one from Lyra. That's where his incarnation started. Into physicality. So if they hold the foundational Black Americans down, they hold Judah down and they can keep the Israel lie. Mark my words. Watch it. The more the Israel lie falls down and the more funding that they remove, watch it. The more people will start to understand who the true Israelites are, not just the foundational Black Americas, but the true Israelites are people scattered all around this globe. And the more the Israelite gets defunded, the more funding and resources will now flow into the true tribes of Israel because it's part of the latter rains. It's the holy war. Remember I told you that fake false kingdom of Israel? I saw them getting kicked out of heaven and their kingdom was dark. And they worship a black lord. Dark, black, dark, void and absent of light. Everything this may sound cuckoo, but everything I said has literally been on point because it's source. These are source codes. I go where the energy takes me. And sometimes it takes me to people that I actually like. But nevertheless, this is what it is because the duty is to the source codes for our expansion. So here's the thing. Since I opened up and I saw the night what they want to do to 19 keys, either him or someone like him, but it's all to hold down Judah. Because remember, Judah is one tribe that activates all the other tribes of Israel. So when Judah comes into the understanding of who Judah is, all the other tribes get activated subsequently. So this is why the Israelite has to be there because they will lose the plot. They will lose not only funding, not only will their kingdom fall down here on earth, galactically, they will lose their reign. The latter rains is ours. So as they thank you, source, as they lose their reign, we receive more of the latter rains. As Israel gets defunded, debunked, and defunded, the more funds will flow into the true Israelites. And like I said before, I see the Black Americans getting reparations. It seems like a long shot, but it has to happen. In order for us to put things back in divine order, the houses of Israel have to be made whole. The latter rains have to come down and course correct. This is the true wealth transfer. It's nothing more than the spoils from the latter rains because the true source of all, the true energy has went into war with there's a false kingdom perpetrating like heaven, a false kingdom that has been superimposed on top of the true kingdom of heaven, which is a vibration and an energy. And when you cleanse out on a cellular level, you can attune yourself to her frequency. And the path is forever lit up. But we got so much noise here. And the religion will fall. Mark my words. I spoke about this in the Great Expansion, a cosmic Bible for the ages. One of my jobs as mother of the ages is to tear down religion because it's hiding God from you. You ain't met God. We're going to get to the other YouTuber. Massive sleeper cell. Massive. Here's the thing. Do you know for everyone waiting for the rapture? Let me tell you something. And this is how I know religion is a scam now, because what we saw of how Christians reacted to the Charlie Kirk situation is disgusting. What we saw with these Christians, so to speak, Christians acting about the rapture is even more disturbing. It doesn't line up with the true character of Christ. It doesn't align spiritually at all. You have spiritually missed the point. You are worshiping man. You are worshiping a man religion. You do not have the God insight. You do not know of God. Because if you knew of the true God, I've never met God like how I met God, the true source God energy. Then when I was channeling this book, and do you know what? I'm going to tell you who he is. Source energy is the consciousness in which all things derive from. Source feminine codes is the substance of life, which is the water. This is the feminine essence. Within the feminine essence of the vibration, which she is, which we call the Holy Spirit, which this vibration and the frequency of the love frequency, the 144,000 frequency, can magnify the part of source that is the energy. The part of source that is the energy is the part that is the true God. It is within every single thing in creation. Even within this book is energy. Even within this computer, even within this phone, you can't do without it because it is a key component to the whole universe. There isn't any praise you must give to it because it always is, always was, always will be. And therefore, there isn't any beginning or any end. This energy, when it chooses to materialize into denseness, as what it has spoken within the energy currency within me, consciousness, is that when it comes, for everybody waiting for the rapture, when it comes, just by the simple movement of one hand, it will destroy everything in sight. Therefore, it doesn't come because of the love that it has for us all. But one day, as it talks about and explains within this divine book, it calls it the great swallow. It says, one day I will swallow the earth and all of the universes, and it will be like it was in the beginning, one energy source. The great swallow will happen. The great swallow is what people are calling the rapture. The rapture is technology. The rapture has more to do with our star families. The rapture has more to do with, I'm going to call it alien technology. Anything that is not of, this realm is foreign. It is alien, right, to us. It has more to do with that. It has more to do with a divine protection that happens, in that some of our star families can have this technology. So if someone, when things get really dense, tries to harm you, try to touch you, you can get this, you can use that technology to get beamed up. It does never say it's going to take you forever. It might just remove you from harm's way in one scene and superimpose yourself, teleport yourself into literally 2 inches away from the trouble. It never says you're going to get beamed up and stay there forever and ever. It's a protection, the technology that our star families can actually gift to us, okay? You can't get out of here if you don't remove the collective entity, the Marduk and the Yaldabaoth. The false god you're praying to is preying on you. You won't get out until the false Israel lie is exposed and the true Israelites are put back into divine order. This is when you will reach your God status once again. This is consciousness. There isn't any book that I read. I don't even read any books. And when it comes to this, everything that I've gained has because I've been in the trenches with the source energy that is. And I've had to get very isolated and very small to get this expanded. Which brings me to the YouTuber. Here's the thing. When I saw what they were planning for 19 Keys, then that vibration opened up another pocket of energy. And I saw this man look right at me, and I was seeing it right before my eyes. And it was showing me like just one eye. He looked at me. I saw one eye, not two, just one. And he looked at me like, oh, I've been found out. Because remember what I said. They want to put a white man's consciousness inside of a 19 Keys, either 19 Keys or someone like him. Because of the codes that he possessed, they want him. But I'm here to tell you there's someone that I think they already got to, because this person now entered the chat. It entered into my awareness, into my sphere of consciousness. I didn't go to it. It came to me because of what it is that I already saw with 19 Keys. So I'm going to tell you and show you who this person is. Guys, please put a like on the video, please, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to show you who this person is that I saw. Okay? And he has over 2 million subscribers. And I used to watch him a very long time ago. But he lacks spirit consciousness. There wasn't any edification there. There wasn't any fuel. There wasn't any substance of life, any manna, spiritual manna, any divine nourishment. Not because I'm also conscious. because it's a soul remembrance. He does not have a black soul. You can have a white body and have a black soul. Perfect example, Dolores Cannon. When I look at Dolores Cannon, the soul she has inside of her, she is soulful. That's what I mean by black soul. We're talking about soulful. Dolores Cannon has an energy signature of a soulful soul. This is a soul that has been through a lot, a soul that has grown, a soul that nourishes deeply. And you can have a black body and lack a soul. I think we have seen many of those out there. So, this is what I'm talking about. And this man has a black face, but doesn't possess the spirit consciousness from within the substance to even nourish you. No spiritual manna. At least for me, I didn't find that. This is who I saw staring at me with one eye. And this is not about Ralph Smart from Infinite Waters. He has over 2 million subscribers. Remember, guys, on a micro level, we're looking at Ralph Smart. On a macro level, we're looking at something much larger. We're looking at an operation to literally body hop into black spaces to literally rewire the codes of the soulful ones. This is what I saw. He was staring at me with one eye, like, oh, you found out. And we're going to separate Ralph Smart from whatever consciousness is within. Okay? And I'm getting a very sick feeling in the bottom of my stomach as I look at the photos, not because I'm looking at him, because he's quite beautiful. But the thing is, the energy, there's something that is literally making me sick. Like the same thing with, when I channel Candace Owens' energy, I'm very sensitive to energy. But I couldn't get this sensitive to energy without the key codes to consciousness. Because like I said, I used to watch him all the time, but I realized there wasn't anything to watch. There wasn't any consciousness. There wasn't any growth. It's just a bunch of word salad. This, I'm so sorry to say, this is not a black man. Someone is inside of him. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. That is what I saw. This is what I saw, y'all. And I didn't go looking for it. This was literally came through like a prophetic message. I did not go looking for this at all. At all. Okay, I see oh, I see the picture that you sent to me. Oh my God. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Can I show the photo you sent? Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, I got Love Wins All. I got the photo. And to be honest with you, the first guy I saw that looked like Tito Jackson, the guy you sent to me looks like him. Looks like him. But let me stay on this, because this is not about demeaning Ralph Smart. I don't know him, but I can only tell you what I've experienced. I used to watch his channel a long time ago, but I never got anywhere. I never got any spiritual nourishment from it, guys. And I saw him looking at me with one eye. Okay, no, I won't show it. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, yes, we can discuss it later. Okay, no worries. So what I saw is Ralph Smart Here's the thing. I don't ever want to come on here and talk about other YouTubers because it's not about, everyone's just here. We're trying to do our thing. But here's the thing. I didn't go looking for this. I wasn't checking in. I don't check into people's energy like that. I don't. I just live my life. A lot of this stuff source just brings to me like, hey, investigate this. I don't go looking for this stuff. Most of the stuff I get are visions or prophecies. And then source presents it to me and wants me to go and to dig deeper for the codes. I didn't go looking for this. This thing literally entered into my field, looked at me with one eye, and literally was like, "Oh man, I've been found out." This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy because the thing is, guys, how many people have they done this to? But when you want to know what's weird of what gave me the confirmation, I was just going to leave it. I wasn't even going to come here and tell you guys this. Here's the thing. One of my friends, so after the Charlie Kirk situation happened, one of my friends sent me a video that Ralph Smart did. And he did a video on Charlie. I didn't see because I was getting so many messages. Like, I didn't see that she sent this to me. It wasn't until today, this morning, I went back through, look for another message, right? Something else we were talking about. And I saw that she sent that to me 12 days ago. What a freaking coincidence. Why, after I literally see that spiritually, do I have the notion to go and check the thread? And she literally sent me his face 12 days or so ago. That was the first confirmation. Here's the other thing that was weird. And you can't, I don't even know. You can't even make this up. Like, you literally can't make this up at all. Why did Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart, do a video with 19 keys? I'm telling y'all, what a coincidence. I didn't know that. I, I literally, right when I like went to search, this popped up. Why would I see that they want someone like 19 keys? And then I saw what appears to be already Ralph Smart may have a white man's consciousness inside of him. And what a coincidence that now 19 Keys is on Infinite Waters podcast. In what world does that happen? It makes me question, was this person already trying to groom him? I'm sorry, y'all. I never wanted to say this. This is not me. This is the source codes. That's not a coincidence. It's not. It's not a coincidence, guys. I don't know what else to say. I I, I really just don't. But all I know is that this is what's going on. If you guys haven't seen Get Out, watch Get Out. This is what they have been doing. The question is, how many people have they done this to? And I'm so sorry because I understand that we love certain people, we have our favorites and all of that, but these are just the source codes, guys. This is the source codes, and this is just truly where it has led me. I didn't go looking for it. I wasn't investigating it. It literally just fell right in my lap, and that's what I saw. But make no mistake about it, Charlie Kirk's consciousness is going into a black man. That's where it's going. Have they solidified it yet? I'm not sure. But they want someone like a 19 Keys, someone who has influence, someone who is young and attractive. Now the source is saying, how many times have they done that? Who's to say that Charlie is the original Charlie? You know what I mean? This is what source brings now. So you see how one thing opens to the next? Who's to say that that Charlie that we see, it wasn't already a second gen or a third gen or a fourth gen? Who's to say that whatever consciousness that is, that's not already a fourth gen consciousness that dwelled already within the body or the soul archetype of Charlie Kirk? Everything's multidimensional. Nothing is as it seems. The psychic investigation allows us to explore all avenues. You wouldn't just like take, someone's word for it. You would search all avenues in an investigation. You would look at all evidence. You would look at motive, right? Well, I already given you the motive. They got to keep you away from the true, real tribes because they not only lose power here on earth, but power in the spirit realm. Their whole game shatters. The matrix they built, it shatters. That's the motive. And so in order to do that, they have to put fake black people in place, fake black leaders. And I'm thinking that now Candace Owens, that sleeper cell energy I was initially channeling, it makes sense. And in order to get black people, because Candace Owens is bringing a lot of people over to the right, but that has been somewhat dangerous because now what we literally get a lot of black people coming over to the right, and they don't take over the values of themselves being black. They just pop into a MAGA hat. And now what you get is the caricature of everything I just explained. They don't necessarily have to get everyone a white consciousness inside of a black body, but if they can get you to put on the hat, right? And they can get someone whose consciousness has been switched out, like Kanye West, Candace Owens, all these people, if they can get them over you, then monkey see, monkey do, so to speak, This is how people just look at social media. They start repeating and regurgitating everything, right? So that's kind of what I'm saying. And see, let me tell you about something because there's going to be a rise with these fake conscious people. And I'm so sorry that somebody got to say it because it's just gotten to the point where you're going to have keen discernment to know what is true consciousness and what is not. If you go to someone's channel and they keep repeating the same thing for years and there isn't any growth, sometimes I have to repeat things because I understand there's new people popping in all the time. And I got to bring us there slowly because these are very, multidimensional concepts. And I am viewing these things from a multidimensional scale, a micro scale, a macro scale, and then different templates, right, within the cosmic sphere and opening up different bodies of consciousness. It's very multidimensional. But if someone is repeating the same thing over and over and over again, if they are looping it, what's looping? I used to be in the music business, right? So if a producer is making a beat, right? Let's say he's on his, beat machine, right? And he's making a beat. All he has to do is to make about 4 or 8 bars, right? Let's say he makes an 8-bar beat. He makes that, right? All he has to do now, he doesn't have to complete it. No, no, no. All he has to do now is add a loop feature. It will take the 8 bars and extend it out for the entirety of the song, the 3-minute or 4-minute song. This is lukewarm consciousness. All they have to do is get the initial 8 bars. and just keep looping it. This is what the fake conscious people do. It's because they lack the soulful spirit from within. As a real musician, will play a little bit on the keys, put that down, pop the guitar on, go over, to the percussions, real percussions. Go over to that. Pop over on the bass. Pop over to the piano. This true consciousness, right? It has to span through different instruments. And now what it does, it completes the song, not through synthesization, not through a loop, like NPC, not through a loop, but through real of playing of the instruments. It's the same thing with consciousness. Anyone can come on here and fake this stuff now because you got editing. They can loop this stuff and make themselves sound smart. They can sit in rooms by themselves, like I'm doing now, and make themselves sound smart. Oh, no pun intended. I didn't mean to say that, but see, the source just ain't never lied. They can make themselves sound smart because they have a looping system. When they don't bring nothing new, they have a looping system. When they're on a loop, they ain't got a soul. They ain't no brother soul up in there. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm knowing. Yes, Snake Eyes. Is it all? Yes, the movie Snake Eyes. It all right there, Snake Eyes. It already talks about the Charlie Kirk situation. Please, please tell us more about Snake Eyes. I haven't watched it, but someone said it already talked about this, what happened with Charlie Kirk, but I don't know anything about it. I'm wondering if they did something with the consciousness in that movie. But I know in Get Out, it explains that. So Key Love says, not king discernment. It's an it's an omniversal consciousness. Yes, absolutely. So this is where we're getting to, guys, in this season. What I'm telling you, a lot of these conscious people, here's the thing too. I'm going to tell you guys this. See, some people think that only Black people can be conscious because consciousness was kind of birthed from our community. It was birthed from, it was birthed from rap. It was birthed from hip hop. Consciousness used to be, spoken in rhythm, poetry, spoken in rhythm and blues, R&B, spoken through just blues, spoken through, the hymns they used to sing, during slavery. This was all the consciousness codes being exchanged, right? It's been this, like I say, you go back to the foundational Black Americans, they're a very special group of people. And the very people we're putting down actually holds the key codes to literally all of our elevation, because what it's going to do is going to put the lie to bed. And then we will all be able to pop into our sovereignty, pop into the position that we were always supposed to be in, right? So consciousness is soulful and consciousness has a rhythm. Sometimes when I channel, sometimes it's like I'm like this, it's a rhythm. I can feel the beat when I'm channeling. It's not an audible beat, but it's a rhythm because that's the vibration. That's what it feels like. It's a pocket. It's you guys, if you're in music, we call this riding a beat, when you might have a beat that's moving slower than the words. And I think the people that are very good at that, Destiny Child used to be really good at that. So Wyclef back in the day were writing those songs who, some of those early hits where that the rap, we call it rap singing in the Midwest, right where I'm from, rap singing. So this is how you ride the beat. You can ride the beat like that, where you go faster than the actual beat, or you can reverse that and the beat will be actually faster, and then you're singing in between the pockets. R. Kelly had a way of doing that. He would hit the beats in between the pockets, right? This is how true consciousness, I want you guys to feel, it's soulful. And people think that only Black people can have that. Yes, it may have derived from some of our early struggles, but you'd be surprised how many, how many white people that come for sessions, they freaking soulful, man. They hold in a lot of codes. I'm talking about key codes to creation. Like, you can't fake it. That's what I'm saying. You either have this soulfulness, it's internal, right? It's this energy. It's an energy that just oozes out. It's spirit consciousness. It's divine awareness. It's divine spiritual astuteness. That's what it is. And it doesn't matter what color you are. Even though it was birthed from pain, right? It was birthed from pain. But yet anyone can have this. As we all rise to consciousness, we will come into this rhythm, source vibration. We will come into this rhythm naturally. And so what I'm saying is a lot of these fake conscious people, they have no rhythm because they have no blues, baby. It's fake. They just loopers. They were able to create enough words and then just loop that stuff around. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. They're not coming with new concepts. They're coming with the same old loop. That's over. That's over. And within the new expanded consciousness, these eyes, remember, these eyes are getting subdued. We're doing Braille now. So what that means is we're going to be seeing through our feeling, through our clairsentience. And that's why a lot of my clairsentience, right, is taking the wheel. So sometimes when I'm channeling now, the energy, right, I will literally start to feel sick because, that's, you know, it's a new system, a new technology that's coming online for us, right? So here's the thing, guys. They're literally out there body hopping. Now, this was just presented to me with, Black people. But now Source is saying, how do we not know that these are not already second gen or third gen, whatever consciousness is, even inside of some white people? So Source is saying that, no, it's happening to everyone. If you are in power, oh, that Megyn Kelly is coming up. If you are in power and you don't listen to them, or they want to literally shut down you because you have influence and power and they want to pop their agenda in, and maybe through agreements or sometimes through non-agreements, they're able to do that, then it can happen to anyone. But this message specifically is what I'm saying. The reason why it's so on point, because the Israelites falling down. What's going to happen? Thank you, Source. Source ain't just never lied. What's going to happen is they know they can't stop this. They know that people are going to know who the tribes of Israel are. It's going to start here, right here with the foundational Black Americans. So they have to pop into as many of these bodies as possible. And even though Ralph Smart, he's from Sierra Leone. And another thing too, these people you don't know where they come from. They don't never talk about their family or whatever. Like, that's another thing. They just pop up. Some of these people, watch it, catch it, watch it. Some of these people, they just pop up on the scene with all these subscribers, and then they don't have a backstory. You don't even know where they've been in their life. The Nature Boy too was one of those people. I remember Fleur Brune talking about him. Fleur Brune, man, that's the sister right there. See, there's some master teachers who will just stand the test of time. And my two, Fleur Brune, she's an ancestor that came back to help us evolve. And Brother Panic. Brother Panic is, like I said, he's passed on. Brother Panic is my number one master teacher. This man, see, a master teacher, guys, doesn't always tell you the things that make you feel good. You know why I love Brother Panic? Because he was freaking authentic. He would say whatever. He didn't care. But also, he was very well studied. See, this stuff that I get, it comes from just my time in the spirit. But he got his from, man, he's well read. He's read all the books. He knows all the books. He knows all the key codes. He got his that way, and then he practiced it, and he's an avid, person who meditates. He challenged me. He made me come up in consciousness. He didn't just loop around the same things. It was always new concepts to explore. It was always things that would stretch me outside of my different comfort zones and outside of my boxes that I put myself in, right? That I thought the world did, but I put myself in. It challenged me. And sometimes the challenge was so deep, I just turned him off. Didn't watch him for months or for years because the challenge was so deep because I wasn't ready to let go of that fear, right? But when I expanded, he was right there, ready to lock back in. This is what master teachers should feel like. They won't always tell you. Most of the times, they're going to say some offensive things, but they talking the truth of what it is that they know and how they know it. Mine comes directly from spirit, from source. And I'm telling you how it is that I experience it through the vibration, through the frequency, through the energy, right? Through the consciousness, through the awareness, and through the source codes, key codes. So that is how you will know. That is how you will know. And I'm not telling you guys that, I want to separate, of course, Ralph Smart from whatever consciousness that I felt from within, because I was looking into a consciousness that had done this thing before, had already swapped before. That is what I know. Now, could they very well just be showing me him to represent that it's been done to someone like him or that looks like him? Absolutely. Absolutely. We never want to rule that out because this is just the first finding, right? Please subscribe to the channel, guys, and like the video. But I've been doing this thing for a minute. I'm pretty good at this thing, not because I'm tooting my own horn, because all of this goes back up to source. And all of this is for our expansion. We have to know this because if they give us more illusions, stripped down color, they could be popping into anybody's. How do we know that they're not pushing us all far right? And then they're switching out the consciousness inside of the person where you think you're getting something and then it's not that. And it's the same thing with the left. How do you know they weren't pushing us left and then swapping out? That's the thing. This thing, guys, we won't win until transcendence. If you ain't preaching about one love, one light, one soul, you're not talking about God. Your religions are false because they never lead you there. All those people waiting for the rapture were giving their money away to people in the LGBTQ community because they just knew they wasn't going. That ain't how it worked. If you read your Bible, you're not supposed to be judging. The judging is for God to do. Giving their children away. Oh, because you knew your child wasn't ish. You just knew your bad child wasn't going. That's not for you to decide. And you should know that the children, what it says, that the children will be probably raptured before you. That's not, and that's what I love about this, guys. It's a cult. The religions are just the big brother to watch you. The YouTube is big brother to watch you. YouTube. Put you inside of a tube. Suck you in and spit you out. We got to start seeing with our spiritual essence, not just spiritual eyes. No, that's all changed, y'all. We see with all of our senses, not just our eyes. We see with our clairsentience. I've been seeing a lot with my clairsentience, the feeling, the claircognizant, the knowing, the clairaudience, the hearing. So where we're getting to is going into the inner man, the inner God, the inner standing, the inner being, the inner vessel. It's all about the inner. That's what it's all about in the new expanded consciousness. So as today we end the 999 portal, this is big. We end the last cycle we've been on. That lower third, the one third of the angels that now, since your consciousness has arisen, is now too dense for you to go higher. Those soul contracts that you took with your family members, some friends, some romantic relationships, those are all falling down. And here's the thing: tonight, what you have to do, you need to make a declaration. You got to give everything back. It's like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. You have to give everything back. All of those kids, they were taking everything, and that's why they did not get the prize at the end. Everything the enemy gave to you, you give it back. You write it down. You release it. You release that old relationship. This energy today supports that. You release the old you. You release the old ways. And anything that you feel spiritually you're holding on to of someone else's that is going to bind you down for another cycle with them, get rid of it, please. This is the true rapture, is where we're cleansing out the lower third, the lower part of ourselves, the part that's too dense to go to the higher vibration. And you can do that today. Release that. Write that down. Release it. Release it. Release it. This is consciousness, beloveds. This is consciousness. Anything that's not feeding you spiritual manna, anything that is not able to ride the waves of consciousness, to ride the waves of energy, it ain't it. Source is more of a vibration. It's more musical than you would have ever thought. That's why when what Prince was saying, sometimes when he would have a song idea, or he didn't want to miss a studio session because he was like, if I don't go and work, if I don't go and record tonight, then Michael Jackson's going to get the song. Because he understood that we are all plugged into one divine consciousness. And if he didn't show up, then that divine consciousness, that the energy is always circulating, then Michael Jackson might pick up on those key codes, right? Because it's all energy, it's spiritual, it's a vibration. To even create good music, you have to be tapped into the divine. When you view it like that, the religions are part of the lower third that can't go. And they've just shown us through this rapture nonsense and how everyone, all these Christians, are fighting for Charlie Kirk. And I'm sorry, the man was full of hate. A lot of the things he said was true. However, he did not display the love of Christ while he was saying it. And this came through in even his own channel. This is Charlie Kirk's words to me. I'm not saying it. He said he didn't have good heart posture. It wasn't in alignment with the energy of the Christ. You can't expand without that. So all these people waiting for the rapture, giving stuff away to people they know they think that are too bad to go, and their ego is so big that they thought that they were going to be the only ones taken. No, you're the one that's going to get left behind, because you've already left yourself behind, because you're still binded down to the entity that's feasting off of your life force energy. In this season, we will let go. Once the Israel lie falls down completely, the churches will follow. Mark my words, they will crumble. And it is the true energy, just the very thought of Father God, the true energy that exists within all things, the great swallow, just the very thought of any movement in that direction will start the crumbling down of these old empires. Mark my words, because consciousness never lies, because consciousness is the divine source of all. Hmm. All right, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. They out here snatching bodies, y'all. Hide your kids, hide your wives, because they snatching everybody out here. Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm in the comments. Sorry. Okay, so we're talking about everybody go and watch Snake Eyes. I probably will do another psychic investigation on Erica. I haven't even gotten there yet. I haven't even, the investigation's still going on. That's a whole nother story, y'all. She's all attached to Romania and children, and like literally, it's crazy. Okay, so you guys can read the comments about the character Kirkland. Charlie Kirkland was shot in the neck. Basically, in the movie, there's a guy named Charles. Charles is a form of Charlie. Kirkman. And in one scene where they were at a boxing match, which is the debate, right? And someone shoots Charles, a man in the neck, and him. Yeah. So this movie's called Snake Eyes. They already told you what they were gonna do. I'm telling you, that man did not die. If you were looking with spiritual eyes, and even if you were looking with these eyes, I didn't see anything that would lit. Like when my friend told me about it, the first thing I said is he's gonna be okay. Even when she said I was shot, and no, I was like, he's gonna be okay. I just felt it. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. I never saw a death. I don't know what everyone else saw. I understand there was a lot of commotion, but when you look at it just on a spiritual level, I didn't see that. That's not what I saw. I saw commotion. I did see something shoot up. I don't know what that something was. It didn't feel like gun to me. It didn't feel final to me. So I'll say that. It never had that vibration to me. And consciousness is what this is. This is just a meat suit. It's just your consciousness is you. And that's why they can do stuff like this because they know it's still them. The consciousness is you. You think they can't move consciousness? Look at all the technologies that have come out. Of course they can do it. Of course they can. They've been doing it. I'm telling you, most of these black people are not. They're a white man inside of their body. I am telling you, this is what I am saying. They are body hopping into black men and black women. I'm telling you, I don't even think Candace Owens is a black woman. I don't. I really, truly don't. I mean, obviously, she's a black woman. Obviously. But what is the consciousness that dwells within? If it don't got that vibration, I'm just saying. Oh, and the boxing match in Snake Eyes was September 10th. What a coinkydink. Also, the name of one of the boxers in the movie was called Tyler. Oh, the executioner. Girl, please. Y'all, it's all right there. It's all a stage. The world is a stage. And everyone arguing MAGA and it's all far right. It's so right that it went left, y'all, and lost the plot. I was down for going to the right. I was like, yes, this feels better. It feels more in alignment with values again. But it's the same thing. You give someone an inch, they take a mile. They never wanted you to be a little bit right. They wanted you to bring you so far right that you end up back where you started from. Do not be fooled in this final hour. Consciousness must be on point. Okay, please check the email after the live. I will. I will go there now. I'm about to end this in a moment. So, just reading here. Time is a loop. Yes. Future happened first. And informs the people in the past to adjust the outcomes. Yes. Or prepare for the future events like Terminator. Yes. Absolutely. Sean. Hi, Sean. I feel like a soulful being, not soulless being, or maybe I'm not soulful, but I really don't actually know who I am, to be honest. Sean, you wouldn't even be on this channel if you wasn't soulful. You've been on this channel for a very long time. This is, let me tell you about Sean. Sean is one of my day ones. He's been here since the channel started. So thank you so much, Sean, for rocking with me for all this time. He would hold it down in the comment section, girl. Sean, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you. Guys, I know it sounds crazy, but nevertheless, this is what I saw. And you can't make it up. Because why I saw them do a video. I'm like, how the heck? What the heck? How are these two people in a video together? And they're the same people that I saw in my vision. So I'm not saying anything, about anyone. I'm just saying we got to look out. So if you see a deal with MAGA, if you or you see deals and it chases back, what I'm saying is, this entity, this Moloch, Yaldabaoth, Marduk, God of Babylon, they all want just to siphon from you, the youth. That's all what it is because in truth, they can't get out of here, guys. I mean, like, let's just keep it a buck. There are certain beings here that are not like you and I. They are stuck here. The prison planet is for them. It's a prison for some, a school for others, just a layover for some of us. It's different things to different people. They can't get out. So they have to literally keep siphoning and siphoning to keep themselves in power, to keep themselves fueled up, to keep the illusion, the smoke screen going on. It's falling down. It will continue to fall down. And they're hiding behind religion. And it will fall down. Once the Israel lie is plucked out as it is, and once that funding starts to come down, oh boy, you're going to start to see something you never, all that protection that they thought they had, baby, that karma is a you know what, baby. When it comes back powerful. It packs a very powerful punch. And you will see the religious houses will start to fall down one by one. They will actually open their doors up to people like us who are more consciousness because the new currency is this consciousness, the spirit consciousness. I always equate this to what people call the Holy Spirit because this is the rhythm of source. It's the rhythm that, vibrates all things to a certain frequency, right? It's the rhythm that actually mates, brings things together to create new things. That's what it is. So they'll start to open their doors to more people like us, right? Because it's all about expanding the consciousness, right? So these churches are gonna have to get on board or they will get left behind. Like it or not, this is what the energy field supports in this time, right? All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one. It's been a doozy. It's been an absolute doozy. There's so much more I could say, but I'll just save that for another day and for another video, okay? Thank you, Sean, once again. Yes, I know I wouldn't be here if it was not as helpful. Has it been snatched? Hopefully, no. You're good. You're so good. Thank you, guys. And I'm gonna go check my email, okay? Right after this, love wins all. Thank you, guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. And so it is as we walk together in divine love.